It's not just the gameplay that makes The Last of Us so special. It's not the intense combat or the desperate scavenging for supplies. Instead, it's the world that Naughty Dog created. It's the attention to detail in every single location. They developed environments that feel alive, with real people trying to survive them, and relationships you can't help but get invested in. All of this is still the case with Left Behind. This was the only piece of story DLC for The Last of Us, so let's take a look.
Watch out, that's not beer. Please. Oh! Oh my god! Oh, here, it's disgusting.
The year is 2013, E3's just finished teasing us with all of these great games to look forward to. The only problem is, a lot of them won't be out for years. For all these games, we were going to have to wait. However, one game came out on June 14th, the day after E3 finished. This game was The Last of Us, and it satisfied all of our gaming needs. Now, here we are, 4 years on, E3's just finished, so I thought, why not let The Last of Us come to the rescue again? Left Behind focuses on Ellie. It switches between two time periods, one when she's fighting to save Joel after he got injured in the main game, and two as she reflects back to her past, and the lessons taught to her by her childhood friend Riley. This past gives the opportunity to see her at a more innocent time. She's got the same hot-headed personality, but back then, she's allowed to let her hair down a bit.
Well, Skeleseer can suck my dick.
She and Riley break into an old shopping mall. This gives them plenty of opportunities to goof around and enjoy their time together.
It's not that the guy didn't know how to juggle. He just didn't have the balls to do it.
Oh!
Naughty Dog really are the best at writing dialogue. In both this game and in the Uncharted series, the dialogue feels natural. It develops personalities for each of the characters, letting us better connect to them. It's got its funny moments, it's got its sad moments, it covers highs and lows of human emotion.
Alright, be all sexy.
Ooh, so sexy.
It's stark contrast to her mood in the trailer for The Last of Us 2.
And I'm gonna kill every last one of them.
There's some creativity to the gameplay. Ellie wants to play an arcade game, but it's broken, so instead, she simply imagines that she's playing. This is not only more original, it lets us get into her head. She's a character who's willing to make the best out of a bad situation. She has imagination and creativity, something she may very well need to put to use to survive. The DLC isn't completely void of any combat. Especially towards the end, you get to relive the fun of sneaking around and killing your enemies. It's still just as violent as ever. There's a certain satisfaction to the fighting. On the higher difficulties, you'll be extremely vulnerable. It becomes more about figuring out a tactic than brute forcing your way through. Whether it's bottlenecking the zombie-like stalkers on top of a truck, or luring humans and clickers into the same spot so they fight amongst themselves, meanwhile you get to slip past unnoticed. Resources are scarce, so you need to be sneaky. I really can't recommend this game enough. The Last of Us was one of the, if not the best game of the last generation. If you haven't played its DLC, you can pick it up incredibly cheap as a standalone download. It gives us a little more insight into the characters, but most importantly, a little more time in this incredibly well-crafted world. Until next time, thanks for watching.